Hey guys, it's Lissamakesmagick. I apologize for the way my hair looks right now, the way I look right now. I got home from shopping a few hours ago, had dinner, and I have a really bad headache and I really don't feel that well. I feel kind of sick, like I'm gonna throw up and stuff. That's a lovely topic to put in a video. But I wanted to share a recent happening with you guys. I have been stretching my ears since I was in 6th grade, and I stopped at 14 gauge when I was in 6th grade because I just found something that was really cool. I wanted to get it in, and it was that's what it was. And then in 11th grade I started stretching again because I'd been researching it and all of that good junk. And my first goal was 8 gauge, got there. Second goal was 00, got there. And I thought I'd be satisfied at 00, and I really wasn't. And a lot of people told me when I started setting my goal for stretching, you're not going to be happy with 00. You're going to be satisfied with it for a while, like, oh cool, I can see through my ear, but you're eventually going to get tired of it. And that's what happened. I waited a year between my 00 and 7/16 stretch, and my 7/16 stretch was a couple of days ago. And so I'm just going to share with you what happened. I got my tapers, because I did use tapers. I should have taped, but I didn't have bondage tape or Teflon tape, so didn't do it. Got tapers. These are 7/16 clear acrylic tapers. I have had no problem using acrylic for stretching before. That's my personal stuff. You guys, if you have problems stretching with it, I don't recommend you use it. I recommend using metal tapers at all times. I have a great deal of metal tapers that I've used, but I have used acrylic tapers. I have used acrylic plugs for initial stretching and had no problems with it. So I got my plugs, my tapers and my plugs. I was super excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna stretch my ears again. I missed this. So I pop out my 00 plug, and I have a dry taper, and it goes in. Oh my god, went in so easy, just like that, like no joke. No joke, went in that, like that easy. Left it in for a day. Then next morning, got out my saddle plugs, and just kind of put them in there. They were a little irritated for a few days, but now they're perfectly fine. That's this ear. This ear, a different story. The taper, I tried doing the same thing, didn't go in that ear didn't like it. So it wouldn't go in. So I waited a few more days, took a shower, got my ear all stretchied up, ready for stretching. What I usually do when I'm going to stretch. And I go to put the plug in. The taper in, rather. Taper goes in with just a little bit of pain, which is pretty much normal for my stretches. That's why I was so shocked. This one was fine. But I got it in later that night, or well, no, the next day, the next afternoon. I was able to move my taper in, like swirl it like this. And that's how I knew that this one was ready for the plug. So I went in and I took it out, and it was like irritated inside, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't try to get this in right now. So I took and I cleaned my taper, cleaned my ear, and put the taper back in my ear. With no problems, no pain whatsoever, it was fine. Later that night, I was like, oh, maybe I should clean it again, just to make sure I don't get any infections, or make sure that everything's okay. I immediately, when I went in the bathroom, I noticed the bottom of my ear was like very glossy looking, and it was really red, and it was about the size of my thumb. Now, my earlobes are not normally the size of my thumb. I don't know about you, but my earlobes aren't usually that size. So I take the taper out. There is, on the inside of the hole, like right here, there's this large hole that is bleeding. Lovely. It had a small amount of white pus in it, which for my body, white pus isn't bad. I don't know about everybody else, but white pus isn't bad for me. Most of my piercings usually get infected no matter how much I clean them, no matter how much I take care of them. That's my body. My body is prone to infection. So I clean it and all that and freaking out, asking people, should I take it out? Should I downsize? What should I do? Everybody's like, downsize. It took me a year to stretch to this size. It took me a year to get from the point where I was a 00 to getting ready for the stretch to 7/16. Now, I'm not going to willingly take it out unless there's a very large chance that my gear is going to fall off. That's how I am. I'm stubborn like that. Is that the most healthiest thing to do? No, but it's what I did. So I tried everything I could to find a way to stay at 7/16, and this is what I did when I was going from 2 to 0. My ears ripped a little bit. They got a lot infected. I had used a store brand triple antibiotic ointment on my ears as lubricant to get them in and out so that it didn't hurt, and as a way to keep my ear from getting infected. Everybody's like, oh, don't use Neosporin and things. This is what I used. I used ShopRite brand triple antibiotic ointment. It's a first aid antibiotic. I've had no problem using this. My ear is actually fine. It's 1,005 times better. I made myself a ghetto ice pack. I took a Ziploc baggie, filled it with tap water, put it in my freezer, and I would let the water get really, really ice cold, so there was like one chunk of ice and then the rest was all water, and then I'd form it around my ear like the water with like paper towels and things so it wasn't directly ice on my ear, and that helped me with the swelling. I took Advil liquid gels, like the liquid capsules, for the swelling as well. My swelling has gone down significantly. This ear is normally a little bit larger than this lobe, just the way my body is again. And it's feeling really good. I could take the taper out with zero pain. Now I can't even feel it. I can lay on it, and if you wanna leave your size in, I think that's a really good idea. I don't think leaving the size isn't a really good idea, but the way that I healed it, have been healing it, it's a really good way of healing it. For me, it's worked really, really well. I know for my friend it worked really, really well. He's at a humongous, enormously bigger size than I am, and it worked really well for him. Because he asked me how I healed up my my 0 gauge one, and this is what I did, so I told him. But I would definitely look into this if you're the type of person like me that's really super stubborn, doesn't want to take it out. But I do recommend downsizing, because sleeping with that was horrible. I actually looked for metal plugs because that would have been more comfortable, but nowhere around here had metal plugs. In this size, I would have had to order them, and they would have came late, so I would have already been healed by then. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed listening to my story about my ear. And I just be careful with your stretching. I know I'm going to be using the taping method to get up to my 1-inch goal, because tapers have killed my ear. And just make sure you do what's best for you and what's best for your body and what's best for your ears. And I hope you subscribe to watch more of my videos, and that you comment on this and tell me your ear stretching stories. Tell me what's happened to you, how you've healed, what's happened to you, etc. Because I love to hear the stories. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed.